The question I wanted to ask mommy, our big mommy, our PD, she has asked that question. But I just want to say this, that I just realized that from the very beginning when you said that you're not even prepared to talk to us today, and I realized that when PI was telling us that whatever, you don't give what you don't have. It's what you have inside that you're able to give. So I realized that it is what you have from the beginning that you're giving us out today. Thank you so much.
Is the mic okay? Okay.
It's not working, but it's okay. Okay, thank you very much for the questions. A bit of clarity around the area of winging it. If you Google, you will find what to wing it is just to, I use the Nigerian version, manage it like that. Management, you know. But when you can do it better, why manage it? That's what you should know. It's okay to manage it like that sometimes. If you have to. Because you don't have the room to prepare, because you are called suddenly to do something. But, the onus lies on us to be able to communicate our essence at all times, and what we stand for, regardless. I'm just going to take this out to make it easier. So, the clarity you require is just simply, winging it is not about not doing it right. It's about preparing properly. Like I told you, I wasn't ready, but I sat down and I wrote down something so that my thoughts are articulated better. That's what it is. So now failure, when it involves others, I must restate here that failure is feedback, does not mean that failure is okay. Feedback is the key there. It's told you how not to do it. So which is the first thing? When you own it, that this is how not to do it. You cannot owe people money and then say, I have failed, and that is feedback. What is the feedback? I'm going to find how to pay that money back. Clearly, this money went because I did A, B, C. So now you need to meet the people whose lives are dependent on what you have done and engage them. Actively take responsibility, understand where they are coming from, and promise them actively, I'm going to pay this money back. That's when failure has become a feedback. What you will do by saying, oh, I don't understand, you don't understand me, is you failing and sitting down inside. It's not failure as feedback. Failure as feedback moves you on. And by the way, when you were failing your exams, if you fail, it's not only you too. The parents are paying the school fees, uncle. They will pay one extra school fees. Failure somehow or the other affects other people, not just you. No matter what it is, there are people involved that is affected. So, the last lady, I'll respond to that before I go to PD's question, says, I want to be like you. Please, never be like somebody else, because you are you. Everybody has a unique fingerprint, but you can model. You can model somebody. What do? I hold a microphone and I speak. I went to school. I was one of those ones who were lucky that knew what they wanted to do. I wanted to be in communication. So I studied it. And I've practiced this for so long. So it can't be the same as somebody who came out of school yesterday and is doing what I'm doing. Possible now. You people are different from those people who want to do business and haven't even tried it. So you see, you've got to learn what it is you want to be. First, you model it. And remember I said, process. Practice equals result. So if the process is process of no excellence, what would the result be? If you say you want to model, I'm not thinking of whoever it is, and that person's result is not what you want, you won't get it. What is my result? Is my result the result that you want? Now, you say, okay, you want to have body like me, okay. What did I do to get here? First is God, They will tell you. But it's work. When I'm eating and I'm taking half portions, I say, are you crazy? I say, no, I know. I know my poison. I don't do coke for like maybe 6 months. One day I take a sip. I know my poison. I decide that right now I'm undergoing a challenge. Every year, I do a fitness challenge to recalibrate my body, to ensure that I am following for 20-something years I've done that. Wow. And that challenge, fruits, water, fish only, no meat, all those kind of little things. And they will be saying, how do you do it? My sister who was skinnier than me is fatter than me today. And I know I am lazy, quite frankly, when it comes to physical things, right? I do gym when I have to. But the best thing is, you know what I do? When I'm taking a phone call, I get up and walk. If I sit down for 30 minutes, 1 hour, I get up for 5 minutes. Doesn't matter where I am. By the end of the day, I've almost done 10,000 steps. You'll be shocked. Because I wake up in the morning, I walk around my house. COVID helped me with that because I stopped going to gym. And in my house, I can knock 5,000 steps in 30 minutes. Just walking around the house. Saying my prayer, listening to music, whatever it is. Because we can do it. We really can. You know? I say, okay, now, no bread. But I'll go back to eating bread when I finish my challenge. But by then, bread will taste different. So I won't eat plenty of it. So you see, you've got to, like, that is process. Then you practice. Then you get the excellence. That is, the physiology of excellence is knowing how do they do it. How do they do it? How do I speak like I do? I teach elocution. I teach communication, right? I teach myself every day. I learn and sound a new word daily. I watch BBC just to hear because I want to speak the Queen's English, not American English. There are different types. Yeah. So if you want American English, you can go and watch the other one, you know? So now I'm busy always. How do I manage to run businesses? I hear the word like balance, but I began to manage when I realized is now I have a name for it. I sought harmony as against balance because I understood better what balance is. Now imagine a scale. There are two sides. Whatever you put on both sides is going to affect what happens, right? Sometimes something as little as wind can disturb your scale. So for women, the two sides are, and I was there say a third side because it's you, yourself, you. Then your business, then your family. So, but you can put you and family in one side, or maybe you and business on one side for different people. For some people, it's me and family. For another person, is maybe me and business on one side, right? But it's those three aspects. So there are two. Now, if those two, you realize that there's nothing like balance. That's right. There's nothing like balance. Balance is you are trying to balance. Do you understand? That's what we call balance now, because you're doing like this. Then you get like this. Then you know. So it's going to be shaky. So when you realize that, you know that, okay, sometimes it's like juggling a ball. Juggling different balls. Sometimes one may fall. After a while, start to learn, okay, I know what I did wrong here. I'm going to now put this ball. I will time it every 10 seconds. It's juggling. It's a juggling affair. And in those juggling affair, when you realize that sometimes we fall, sometimes the scale will go like this, but when it goes like, assuming I put 2 books here, and book A is heavier, it will go down. So if I see that and I want it to be the same, I will add something else to book A to make it come close. So that's basically what it is. Balancing is about realizing there'll be dips and there'll be up. So I had 7, looks like it's easy, but it actually is, because by the time number 3 was coming, number 4 was old enough to look after number 3. I mean number 1, number 2. So we're doing them. And I always prayed for a girl, and God gave me girl first. So I guess that's how I did it. Good network, and knowing that you can fail sometimes. But it's not a reflection of who you are. It's just a reflection of the what, which is because you are Mrs. or because you are CEO. So go back to the who and think, what do I want? What do I really, really want? I want a happy family. Okay, in doing happy family, at this point, I may have to give up this. And it's important that you choose right. Whether it's a man you marry, or the help you hire, or the help you seek. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was amazing. In fact, experts will tell you there's nothing like work-life balance now. It's work-life integration. That's a new language. You must be ready and able to integrate. Okay? Yeah, and the lady, I just want to chip in, who asked about, who talked about being in the media. Just go for it. Okay? Yes, don't just sit down and think and want to be. Go for it. That's what I did. Okay? So just go for it and you have it. That's the spirit. Right now we're going to bring up the montage, the Women Economic Campaign montage. And at this point, I want to introduce our delectable but quite heavy Debbie. Let's give her a round of applause. Awesome Debbie. The organizer. She's what?
Delectably heavy.
Delectably heavy, yes.
Thank you very much. Beautiful morning, everyone. I welcome every great mind here. Welcome, Madam Adeswa, and welcome, Ma. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. So are we ready with the montage? Are we ready with the montage? Are we good to go? Please, I need some form of feedback. How are we doing today? We're looking very beautiful. Congratulations to everyone graduating today. Wow, wow, wow. I was like you some years back. Okay, so I need some form of, I need to know when we're good to go, yeah? So I want someone to quickly share before the montage comes up in 30 seconds what you've learned thus far. Be my teacher for now. From the grads, who wants to? Marvel, do you want to help me? Wait, I want someone to share. I want someone to briefly share what you've learned thus far before I get into the work. Yes, you want to share? Oh, please, feel free. Let's encourage her, please. Let's encourage her. I love your car, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, hello, everybody. From this session, I think I learned to not wing it. That was the first thing that stuck to me. Because most of us, we just move through life. We just go with the flow. I used to go with the flow. But yes, don't wing it. Oh, she left. Yes, don't wing it. Try to prepare. Whoever fails to plan, plans to fail. Like Brian Tracy, Goals. That's the first book. Yes, after no excuses. So yes, goals. And then she said something about who and what you are. What you are is whatever, okay, you're married to somebody, you're a mother to some people, but who you are is what you stand for. What people see when they see you, not the title. So yeah, basically, those are things. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much. She said something profound. She said, if you don't plan, you're already planning to fail. So there's already a plan one way or the other, so you decide the kind of plan you want to have. Okay, so I want to quickly read something before the work montage comes up, because I'm here to hear it, before it comes up. So according to analysis published in 2020 by UN Women, that the global pandemic has put, please listen closely, 47 million women in poverty. And it is estimated that in 2021, there'll be 435 million women living on less than $1.9 per day. That is huge. So what is the work all about? The work basically is born out of the passion, Leading Ladies Foundation. We are so passionate about every woman in Africa and beyond Africa, because there are people taking our courses outside Africa also, and basically it's born out of the passion to empower every woman. You see, women are always trying to do so many things, multitasking, trying to ensure that the home front is doing well, business is doing well. So the work basically is to help everyone. The amazing thing is this: the work is absolutely free, but you know what? You have to pay for your workbook. Because there's a tool, there's a guide, there's some things you need to do to equip you. It's just like when you go to a driving school. If you don't, someone says something. If someone said, I read how to fly, so I can fly the plane. The person read it. It's not like the person practiced it. Who would you listen to? Or who would you like to fly you from one place to the other? It's the person that has practiced this. And we've done this over the years. We've been empowered. We've been in the business. Or we've been so passionate about empowering women, and we've empowered more than 10,000 women, and it keeps increasing, numbers keeps increasing. So basically the work is born out of that passion to empower every African woman from financial illiteracy. Yeah, so I just want to quickly run through something to help our understanding as regards the women. What is WEC, Women Economic Campaign Program? And basically it's to help every African woman, every woman to be financially literate. Just give me a second, please. Please, as soon as the montage is ready. Please, I need to know as soon as it's ready. Okay. So the Leading Ladies Empowerment Foundation is a non-governmental organization with a mission to inspire and empower the 21st century woman for financial freedom, leadership in career, business, and politics through the vehicles of mentoring and training. Through the establishment of the Leading Ladies Business Institute, LLBI, where we have this fantastic and amazing women graduating from today. She has been able to. Okay, I hear the video is ready. So if it's ready, can we have maybe the lights out and let's do this, then I come back up. Okay, please let's watch. Happy viewing.
Imagine what the world would look like if more women were empowered today. Globally, women have long suffered stigmatization and marginalization, as many lack access to quality education, health care, and the right of choice. Dreams are left unfulfilled and potential unharnessed. In the last few years, however, the African continent has experienced a revolution leading to financial literacy among women. Even though the number of women who do not reach their full potential due to the uneven playing field is still very high. The Leading Ladies Foundation has taken a strong stand in helping the African woman rise and fulfill her potential through the launch of the Women Economic Campaign in collaboration with the Leading Ladies Business Institute. It is established that financial and business education is the key to unlocking the golden door of freedom, especially for women. Statistics show that the highest share of women in the workforce globally are found in Africa. However, many of these women are more likely to be in informal employment or running small businesses. African women are less likely to be entrepreneurs, and even when they do venture into entrepreneurship, the enormous challenges of running a business in a volatile economy cripples their creativity and limits their success. Women face far more disadvantages starting businesses. In 40% of economies, women's early-stage entrepreneurial activity is significantly low. It is clear that the world has a long way to go when it comes to unlocking gender dividend through the economic empowerment of women. By creating power in one woman, an entire community or society or even nation can be transformed. This is why the Leading Ladies Foundation has begun a relentless campaign towards bridging this gap through our flagship training, the Women Economic Empowerment Program. Our objective is to increase access to knowledge that causes a paradigm shift in the 21st century woman, empowering her to make quality life choices, sound financial and business decisions, especially in a rapidly evolving economy. Do you have a group of women to empower or sponsor? Our fine array of facilitators who support women empowerment are on board to train the women. By 2030, we would have accomplished all sustainable development goals aimed at equality and inclusiveness, making this world a better place. There is strength in unity only if we work together. With the price of a moderate meal, a generation can be raised. 1,000 naira only. Join us today. It takes a village to accomplish this huge dream. Be a part of those making the dream of women a reality. Empower Africa, one woman at a time. The Leading Ladies Foundation, a beacon of hope for women across Africa.
Can you hear me? Okay, right. Thank you so much for that. So if you like to be empowered, we want you to, when you think WEC, you think financial illiteracy. We want you to think financial empowerment, financial independence. So if you like to be a part of, if you like to be trained, it's absolutely free, yes. And if you also like us to train people from maybe your mosques, from your church, you have associations, women groups, and the likes, just feel free to reach out to us. There are some people at the back. If you like to get the WEC slip, please just signify by raising your hand. There are some ladies, beautiful ladies in the hall that can just give you one of those. So it's absolutely free, but you need to get your workbook. So we'll give you a workbook. We usually do the training online. If we have so many people in a place, we can come to you, whichever you prefer. Just let us know. There's some people at the back. There's some ladies walking around. Just to signify. I think I see someone there, a beautiful lady there wearing a brown hijab. Please give her one of the slips. So when you think WEC, Women Economic Campaign, it's absolutely free, but you just need to get your workbook for you to be financially literate, because there are some things we'll do. You know, we did a survey, something amazing. You know this Igborin market, you know millions and billions are flowing there. And it's amazing that some of these women, their husbands are the ones helping them run their businesses. Not all of them are financially literate or financially smart to run their businesses. So the husband maybe pays the rent to have peace of mind, you know, that kind of a thing. So you ask the woman, have you done any financial training before? No. Do you want to do, I'm okay where I am? You just hear them. And so how do you pay for your rent? What you make, is it enough to pay for your rent? No. Who is paying for it? My husband. We want you to be sufficient enough to pay for your rent from your own business. Why run a business when the business cannot, fund itself? Do you understand? So these are some of the things you'd learn: how to be financially literate, how to be financially empowered. So please, if you like to be empowered, if you have associations, we also have for churches, we have for mosques, we have for groups of people. Just let us know, reach out to us. There are some ladies around in the hall, and they'll reach out to you. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful time.
Thank you so much, Delectably Heavy Debbie. Thank you for that awesome one. Yes, so Women Economy Campaign, very, very important. Financial intelligence. Most of us run businesses. We don't know that depreciation should be taken care of. There are little things that are very important. As a business person, having data and sufficient data, recording, reporting, small things like that will help you to build your finances. We're just talking about it today on the show. I had a very wonderful guest who was, helping people understand the basic principles of finance. So please make sure that you get yourself in that, okay? Association is really very important because that's where information flows and that's where you're able to get yourselves transformed. Now that you're out, okay? So get back in an association. Remain, all right? Remain in the tree so that you bear fruits that will last. Very important. Right about now, I'm going to introduce our next set of, people who are going to come and testifiers of how wonderful their experience has been with LLBI. Are you tired? All right, let's stand up. Just stand. Stand now. Do you know if I have millions or billions in the car and I want to share it? No only money when they hear. Stand up. All right. Just hug, shake someone around you. I know, have you been vaccinated? Hope you have been vaccinated, though. Or just walk around a little bit, just in your space. Some of us are looking somehow. I'm seeing some people, because we're going to introduce the next speaker very soon after we take the testimonies. Yes, I hope you know the next person beside you, especially for some of us that are the, the alumni. Are we okay? Are we happy? Are we excited? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, say LLBI. If you're happy and you're sure, say LLBI. If you're happy and you know and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, say LLBI. The empowered woman. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, so let's introduce our very next set of people who are coming to testify. Ambassador Divine Sajare. I hope I got that correctly. Oh, that's amazing. Where is she? Oh, please keep clapping. Oh my God. Wow.
Good afternoon, everybody. If you are a man here and you've not taken this program, you're not yet a man. Okay. Officially today, by virtue of my being here, I learned a new skill. And that's what happens each time you come, you gather around. You cannot be around somebody like PD and be dulling yourself. Do you understand? You can imagine Adam in the garden without Eve. You know, it makes sense now. So there's something missing in your life if you've not been connected with LLBI. Let me tell you the new skill I learned. You know, because women are many and they had to park their cars. I learned how to park cars very well today. I started officiating in the car park. Yes. So, there are things you will learn when you come here every time. And that's the thing. So imagine somebody like Uncle Sam teaching me in class, PV teaching me, PI teaching me, PD teaching me. Even small Ifemade was teaching me in class. You can imagine. But you see, that's the best part of it. My wife influenced me actually. Because every time I will hear one sharp voice, you know, PD's voice is like Koboko. If you are here and you don't have motivation, just listen to PD. Natural motivation will come. The voice is like Koboko. So I will hear, I said, ah. So in my mind, I was thinking, that must be the voice of a giant. Because you know PD's voice. He said, and I said, you will hear it in your spirit. To the point that even when I dey sleep, the thing they flog my brain. And I told my mom, I said, is that where you go? She said, I said, I want to go there. Wow. When I told PI that I want to say, PI said, it's only for women. I said, I will wear wig and gown, no? But you see, I had this inner hunger for what is happening here. And I do not take it for granted. Let me tell you what it has done for me. My business was at that state where everybody was closing shop. We were operating from home. But by virtue of what I learned, we took the bull by the horn and decided to open an office. People were laughing at us like, people they close shop and they go open shop. But we know what we have heard. We know that we are the people who run with what we have heard. And because it has worked for 1, it has worked for 10, we're very certain that it was going to work. And it worked indeed. Another thing it did for me is, many people do not know this. Men, open your ears very well. Women are not like men. Women are wired differently. Anyway, PD will teach you that. Come for that. But let me tell you what it did for me also. I came to learn values that will help me in my business in LLBI. But I also learned alongside some of the values that's helping me in marriage. Your wife is wired differently. And if you think you know something, come, you will know that you are learning. Thank you.
Amazing. Please, is his wife here? Why is she? Oh my God, you're a lucky woman. Maybe can I steal your husband? Not allowed. But you have an amazing man. How many men will want to be in the midst of a woman to humble themselves and learn? PD, ma'am, I think we should have a men's session of this. We should start considering it. From all indications, it's necessary. Before they start getting jealous, it's well. All right, very quickly, let's introduce the next person. Rita Odemero. Abi, did I get that? Odemero. Okay, Odemero. Very quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's my bros, my senior bros. So, like what he said, PD voice is like, in fact, it's Koboko. It's actually the voice I heard 2016, but I didn't get to meet her. Then 2019, I saw her. I said I won't let her go. When I heard same voice, I said, who be this? As I look at the person, what came out from my mind was small but mighty. As in, he carry power. I said, no, I must tap from this person. So that's how I started following, and I got to know LBI through her when she invited me for the 2019 graduation, and I came and I saw beautiful faces, transformation. I said, I don't feel remain. My life was like what she said, from zero, as in nothing. Nothing at all, nothing to write home about. I said, no, money can't stop me. I don't really have the money at that time, but I said, money can't stop me. And I enrolled for the program. I was not even having any money then. And PI said, that was on Saturday, and she said, the next batch is starting on Tuesday, the next week. I said, wow, I don't feel carry last. I must enroll. I began to search, and I came that Tuesday. Thank God for today. Thank God for today that I'm standing here. So I can't do this before. if not for her. God bless you, ma. God bless you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, there. All right. So let's get ready to get nourished yet again. We're going to be introducing our next speaker, a very beautiful, smart, and intelligent woman. In fact, when I saw AFDB, I say, yes, we are coming for the dose of finance. Okay, Cecilia Akintomide is a seasoned executive with expertise in development finance, corporate governance, law, and general management. She is the chairperson of the Global Sanitation and Hygiene Fund and an independent director on the boards of CC Hub Growth Capital, Nigeria's first social innovation fund, supporting high potential early stage businesses. Second, Swag Co., an agricultural sector investment company. And third, Ondo State Development and Investment Promotion Agency, a state government agency focused on promoting development and investments. Now, she has served in senior roles, including the Vice President Secretary General of the African Development Bank. It's a good place to clap. A development finance institution established to contribute to the development of African countries. In that role, she provided leadership for the dynamic relationship between the AFDB and its then 80 member states, and served as secretary to the 80 member ministerial boards of governors and 20 member resident boards of directors. She also served as head of public and private sector operations and policy in the General Counsel and Legal Department of the AFDB, leading a brilliant team in the legal aspect of design, documentation, negotiation, closing, and portfolio management of projects and policy-based financing transactions all over Africa. She is a member of the Presidential Council, the Senior Management Coordination Committee, Operations Committee, and the Executive Crisis Management Committee. She was also Vice Chairperson of the Operations Crisis Management Committee and Chairperson of the Annual Meetings Committee and the Committees for the Elections of the President and Executive Directors. Prior to the AFDB, Cecilia practiced law in Lagos, Washington, D.C., and New York at the law firms of O. Thomas and Company, Thompson and Company, and Will Gotshall and Magnus, with a focus on business reorganizations, corporate law, and commercial. Cecilia holds a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Ife, now OAU, Master of Laws from the University of Miami Law School, Masters of Laws from the University of Pennsylvania Law School, and an Executive MBA from TRELM, a combined program by LSE, NYU, and HEC. She was also admitted to the Nigerian Bar and the New York State Bar. Ladies, let us stand up, a standing ovation for this wonderful, talented, intellectual, amazing, beautiful, professional, career spiking. Oh my God. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please have your seats. It's quite an honor, a distinct honor to be here. And I have already learned a lot this morning that I'm going to apply. You know, every time you have an opportunity to be in an event, it doesn't matter if you're a speaker, you're actually, or let's just say it's a learning opportunity. So this has already been a learning opportunity for me. Yes.
Sorry, very quickly. Let me just make use of that, sorry. We have a car blocking very quickly. The number is AKD152EC, a black Toyota RAV4. Most of us don't know I don't even know the number of my car. So please, if you know you have a black Toyota RAV4, please go outside. Thank you.
So this is a great learning opportunity. Thank you very much, PD. I am honored to be here. And thank you, Elizabeth, Madam CEO. You were very patient with me, extremely patient. Thank you for being understanding. So, this is the annual Leading Ladies Business Institute 21st Century Business Conference and graduation ceremony. And you know, the theme of this conference, Building Africa First, the Edifice. So we're building something, an edifice, monumental, strong, lasting, useful, protection, cover, a place of transformation, a place of change, a platform, a place from which you take off and you take flight. So it's just exciting to be part of building the edifice. And we are also, as women, building Africa's economy through women empowerment. You know, I have a development background. I'm a woman. I hear woman. I hear empowerment. I have to be there. So no matter what, this was an event I absolutely would not miss. Now, talking about women empowerment, women are 50% of Africa's population. We are also 50% of Nigeria's population. So when we talk about women empowerment, and we're looking at this from an economic perspective, we're talking about unleashing the full power, the full potential of 50% of our population. And when we talk about unleashing the full potential, it's not somebody out there. It's unleashing your full potential. So I want you to say, today is about unleashing my full potential. Can we say that? Today is about unleashing my full potential. Through me, Africa's economy will be transformed. Through me, Nigeria's economy will be transformed. So remember that. It's not about a group of women out there. It's not about a group of women in Abuja. It's not about a group of women in Ethiopia. It's about you. And let's keep that in mind. And you know, one of the things that came to mind as I was preparing is that a lot of times in African countries, you know, you can compare an African country or Nigeria to a company that has a factory, and that factory is running on 50% of its workforce. Just running on 50% of its workforce, and they realize that they have a challenge. They are producing under capacity, and they continue to fail when it comes to production. And so they come together and they say, how do we solve this problem? And somebody has a brilliant idea and says, instead of them working 9 to 5, let them work 24 hours. The same group of 50%. We all know the outcome. It's going to be disaster. You're going to find yourself in a situation that is worse because you keep on flogging this 50% that needs to be refreshed, that needs help. And anyway, God looked at us and he called us helper. That's right. There's a reason why. So without us women, we are not going to be economically successful, period. And so when we think of the impact of COVID on Africa, you know, my sister talked about the fact that additional 47 million women have been pushed into poverty. The impact of COVID economically has been devastating. So not only did we go into a recession, but that recession is the worst recession the world has experienced since 1945. But, you know, we've been hearing all of the good news. We're coming out of the recession. We're coming out of the recession. Just as when you have a cut in your hand, and that cut heals, and it leaves a scar, the same thing in managing economies. There's something called the scarring of an economy. When a shock is really bad, that economy gets scarred. So the World Bank chief economist for Africa says that for Africa, the impact of COVID will have a scarring effect of 1 to 4% that will keep us underperforming, not reaching the growth heights that we were set to reach before. So we would always, because of COVID, be minus 1% to 4% where we would have been without COVID. But I always say, anytime I read or hear an economic projection, I say to myself, that is the do-nothing scenario. If you continue the same way you are continuing, without changing course, without doing something different, then it will be so. Even in the Bible, God says, if I make a pronouncement and you change your ways, I will change that pronouncement. The same thing about economic projections. It's your do-nothing scenario. So what are the things that we should do differently? We need to bring on board, in any recovery plan, we need to bring on board this additional 50% anyway who God called helpers. So you need them as part of the economic plan. You need us as part of the recovery. So our discussion today is very timely as we're all thinking of how do we recover from COVID. Now, I want to just share some information with us before I go deeply into my presentation. Now, McKinsey, which is one of the leading global consulting firms, McKinsey in 2019 did a study, and it was a whole gender gap report that was released. And what they found, now focusing on Africa, is that by narrowing the gender gap in Africa, within 6 years, Africa will add 316 billion US dollars to its GDP. Just so, do nothing, but let's focus on gender gaps. What are the gender inequalities? There is actually an internet gender gap, a digital gender gap, there's a financial gender gap, you know, there's a leadership gender gap. If we just focus on those gender gaps and do nothing else, you would actually see economic increase. So when we talk about gender, it's not a social issue. It is an economic issue. It is a business issue. It has clear financial implications. So when you look at every gender gap, just keep it in mind, every gender gap has a cost. You can put a dollar sign, you can put money behind every gender gap and say, because of this gender gap, my country is losing money on a daily basis. You can calculate it. And that is why it's something that we need to pay attention to. And this conference is absolutely timely. But a lot of times when we think about gender and the solutions, we think about what someone else is supposed to do. It's about the government. It's about policymakers. It's about the men. Oh, these men, if only they will understand. But today, I don't want to talk about what somebody else will do. I want to talk about what you will do. I want to talk about what each of us as women, what we are supposed to do, particularly for those that are graduating today. You know, they say knowledge is power. And we're talking about building Africa's economy through women empowerment. You have, by receiving knowledge, you've received power. You have been empowered by going through this program. So you received power. You don't receive power, you don't receive authority and sit with it. You don't receive power, you don't receive authority and go to sleep. You know, the Bible says, you sluggard, look at the ant. If you've got nobody to receive inspiration from, look at the ant. Have you ever seen an ant that just sits still? Now, don't overdo it, but learn from the ant. And I've never seen an ant moving anything that's not bigger than it. That ant, you will drop a massive crumb of bread. And next thing, you will see that crumb moving. And you're like, how? There's an ant there that has looked at that crumb of bread, decided, okay, maybe I can't do this alone, but maybe 2 or 3 of us, and they know how they call themselves, and they appear, and there's nothing that is edible that a group of ants cannot move. And it's always bigger than them. So what is the lesson? Why are you thinking small? Yes, we may start small, but we're not supposed to end small. Absolutely not. You have to think bigger than yourself. It is so important. And in the world we're in today, with the whole technological breakthrough, the whole technological breakthrough is about you having your voice amplified, you being in a borderless world. You can be in one corner of Nigeria and your impacts can be felt in another corner of Asia. That's what technology does. Technology is a leveler. Technology shortens distances. Technology amplifies your voice. Technology helps you to find connection with those with similar views, similar perspectives, wherever they are. You get on Instagram and you make a post, and then you start having others who are thinking like you, and they start to join you. And before you know it, you get a whole community. Before you know it, you get a whole movement. You've gone from one voice in Nigeria to a global movement. Right. Technology does that for you. You don't even have to do much. So why are we still thinking small? Why are we still thinking, my market, Surulere is enough? No. It's time for you to think big. It's time for you to think, I can scale. It's time for you. And look, if your dream is not bigger than you, it's not a dream. It's just an action for you to take right now, right now, right now. You haven't gotten to the point of dreaming yet. And that ability to dream is a divine gift. It's a divine gift because God has given you a womb. He helps you to imagine and then to birth something that is bigger than you. So, as you graduate today, there's certain things I would say keep in mind. You're going out there, and you're going out there to succeed. You have to put it in your head. It's about your mindset. There is no failure. You know, I think it's that lady, Sinat. She has this song, "There is no failure in God." You know, there are learning moments. Don't turn your learning moments into what will block you for life. One failure, one regret, one learning moment. Take that word failure out. It's a learning moment for you to know what not to do. And let me tell you, I've had massive learning moments, and I am still experiencing learning moments. But I always say, have you ever seen, other than a pig, have you ever seen anyone fall into mud and you sit in it? That's the same thing when you hold on to a failure and you refuse to move forward. It's you sitting in mud. Even your baby, when your baby has messed themselves up, after a while you start to see the baby going like this. The baby can't talk, but the baby is showing you, I want to be changed. I want to be cleaned up. So why do you want to sit in the mess? Get up, dust yourself, keep on moving. You know, I was on a board that got dissolved by the regulator. Now that is supposed to be failure, disgrace. But like Sister Adesua said, what you are and who you are two different things. And not long after that incident, you know, it's like you want to look for a table like this, crawl, hide, cover yourself, you're not coming out again. And then someone sent me a message, I'd like to do an interview. So I immediately started typing a response. Oh, sorry, not at this time, but maybe sometime in the future. And then I found a check in my spirit. Why are you saying sorry? Why are you saying sometime in the future? I said, after this wahala, just let me lie low. And you know, I don't really have anything to talk about. You don't have anything to talk about. How many years have you been living? How many years were you on that board? How many years have you had a career for? So why will the learning moment make you go and hide? I beg, accept and go for the interview. That moment transformed my life. Look, don't hide yourself. All of these are learning moments. Engage, continue. But sitting in mud, sitting in what you should dust yourself. Yes, if you need to take responsibility, take responsibility. If you need to fix anything, fix it. But don't sit in your mud. Get up, clean up, move on. So you're going out to succeed. Success is the only option. There is no plan B. You're going out to succeed. Now, Out there, things are going to come at you. Naysayers are going to say you can't do it. They're going to tell you all the reasons why it can be done. Take it on board. They're going to fire shots at you. Nigeria factor will come. Hey, you've forgotten that you are in Nigeria. It can't be done. Have you watched the inflation? Hey, have you seen what is happening to FX? My sister is in the room. She tells me a story of her first boss. Her first boss said when cement was dirt cheap, he didn't have the money to build a house. When cement became expensive, he had the money to build more than one house. So don't limit yourself. FX, inflation. Knowledge. Understand the realities of your operating environment, but don't make it stop you. It's just for you to know, understand your pricing mechanism, understand all of those things that you build into your price. It's not for you to say, it can be done. Please, people, between last year and this year, Nigeria has made new sets of billionaires. If they said it can't be done, it wouldn't have been done by them, but it would have been done by someone else. So I don't know whatever those distractions are, don't let them distract you. Stay focused. Then, I'm sure you've talked about business plans. Don't now take your business plan after you've graduated and put it on a shelf, and then the thing starts to gather dust. Business plans are for execution. They are not for shelves. And that execution, you will execute with discipline. You will be like a soldier when it comes to your business plan and its execution. Don't joke with it. Don't go to sleep on it. You have to be faithful to the milestones in your business plan and when those milestones are supposed to be achieved. Yes, you are your own boss, but that doesn't mean you go to sleep or that you're on holiday. If you could work faithfully for another man, if you could work faithfully for somebody else to become a billionaire with your sweat, please, why can't you work faithfully for yourself? Don't cheapen your own self by giving mediocre services to yourself that you would never have given to somebody else. Please, you deserve a lot more than that. Numbers matter. You've been in this program. You've met yourselves. Don't walk out of that door and that is it. You go back. Nobody is created to walk alone. No one. And I've never met anybody that thrives in loneliness. No. God just didn't create us that way. So, you have a network. This is your network. And other people you will meet. One of my weaknesses that I'm working on is learning to network. I like to withdraw into myself. And God kicks me all the time. I get out there, make new friends. I'm so happy I met PD, I met Pastor Isoa. They're part of my network. I'm part of their network now. And you see, the beauty is that you've met people embarking on the same journey. Why do you want to go alone? Take 3 or 4 of yourselves. Become mutual accountability partners. This is my plan. This is what I want to do. Another one comes. This is what I want to do. We will meet or have a WhatsApp group. Every month we will meet. We will discuss, share experiences. This is what I am seeing. So share experiences, all of those things you absolutely need to do. And then respect your group. Be accountable to each other. When you say, by the next month when we meet, this is what I will present, everybody by that next month, be accountable. Come and present those things you said you will present. But really maximize this network. Create your own accountability group, and you start to take this journey together. You know, those things that, women, I have to tell you this story. I spoke with one of my cousins, and he said his father, an engineer, when they were building Banana Island, his father got a contract to do some work. So the father went there. He saw the place. First, he put down money. So a wealth creation mentality. He came there to do work for someone, but he quickly bought his own land. Then he went out, called about 6 friends, and said, come and buy. This place, by the time they finish, the value is going up. Then he told his son. His son went out, called his guys. His guys all came. We'll put money together. We'll start to buy. This is how they bought into Banana Island. And today, just on that investment alone, they're very comfortable. And none of them live there. It's an investment. They live elsewhere, but they're making money off that investment. So your network is important. Leverage your network also for you to invest together, to make money together, and don't abuse that unity. Build on it. Now, be bold and never take no for an answer. The same way, it can't be done. You don't know my God. It's because I had not done it before. That is why it never succeeded. But now that I'm there, it will succeed. You need to have that mentality. And I always love this story about these ladies they call the daughters of Zelophehad. These ladies, the rule, the law, the Jewish law is that women cannot inherit from their fathers. So their father died and he had only daughters. So, as usual, they were going to apply the rule they had been applying to so very many others in the same situation until it got to them. Those ladies said, no way. What did my father do other than die? So why should his children not inherit? This one, his land is not going anywhere. We will inherit it. Moses said, come to the group of people and tell them yourself. They were bold. They went, they said the princes of the nation were there. The priest was there. Moses, that was hearing directly from God, was there, which meant God was there. They were bold. They came out and they made their case. Our father didn't commit any sin. He didn't rebel against God. Why shouldn't his children inherit? Because there is a law. It's time to change the law. Moses went back to God. And God said, they are right, you. Change the law. Now, so many in the past had that law applied to them. And they did not inherit. I don't know what you are accepting that you should not accept. What you don't like, don't accept it or confront it. So be bold. Be very bold. And then maximize your voice. We've talked about the importance of technology, that you can, I'm speaking because of a microphone. everybody can hear me. Technology is a microphone. Instagram is your microphone. LinkedIn is your microphone. Please tweet. Be on Instagram. Be on Facebook. Every single social media platform. Be there. Don't abuse it. But you start exercising your voice. You start exercising your reach. You start going beyond borders. Then you enter a borderless world. You don't have to get on a plane. From where you are, you can make business contacts wherever you need them. You can also acquire information on what others are doing. So, have a voice. Speak. Don't be silent. There's a reason why the one that is dumb feels like they're missing out on something. And then you that you have a voice, you are not speaking. Please. You have to speak. And one of the things we should do as women, speak against inequalities. You identify an inequality, you identify a gender gap, you start speaking about it, you start writing about it, you start mobilizing more women, and then you become a force. One woman may not be. But when we get ourselves together on these common issues, we will be a force to be contended with. And I hope all of us, that right to vote, exercise it. Please, people are dying for the right to vote. And we women have the right to vote, and we on the day of the election, we sit at home. No. Yes, you may feel that your one vote does not matter. It may actually be the vote that will make a difference. So please exercise it and use your voice. Faithfully and wisely use resources. Please, your business's money is not your money. Your business is doing well does not mean you are doing well. If your business cannot pay you a salary yet, you are not doing well yet. You need to have separate accounts, your business's account and your own. And when you have completely covered all of your overheads, then your business, and then what you will use to reinvest in the business, then you can start thinking of what your business will pay you. And at the back of your mind, if it is not an NGO, if it is not a charity, wealth creation has to be at the back of your mind. And wealth creation is totally different from, like I said, your business has succeeded. Because from that business, you should be able to buy land. From that business, you should start buying shares. From that business, you should be buying bonds. So you have a long way to go. From the business is succeeding, but now, how much wealth am I creating? And will that wealth remain first? Can you enjoy it while you're alive? And then can you leave something behind? Then scale and grow, which I talked about. Please dream big. That's right. And if you believe in a God, then just know that any dream that does not require God, you haven't started yet. That's right. When you start to see miracles, when you start to see wonders, is when your dream has a God-sized hole that only God stepping in can make you realize the dream. Then the excitement has begun. So please, scale, grow, be ambitious for your business. Then surround yourself with success stories. Understand the stories of people. You know, Sister Desua said, don't just want to be like me. You can model yourself. But in modeling yourself, just know the stories. Where did this person miss it? People's secrets are in their stories. Know the stories. Dangote. How did this Dangote self start? Otedola, how did Otedola start? All of those things, you want to know who had help, who had no help, how did they start, and what is sustaining them. You must know the stories. Then make God the chairperson. You know, there is nobody that's a successful business person like God. Let me read his CV for you. He set up a financing plan for the church that till today is failure proof. A financing plan, 10%. And it's not 10% of yourself. Whatever I give you. So he trusts himself. He's confident in his ability to provide to you. And he says, you will not start. I will give you 100. And I'm just saying, give back 10. And you know what? I have been running on that. It has always been failure proof. So he knows, he understands financing. He's the one who taught us about diversification of investment portfolio. Lay your bread beside many waters. Don't invest in one thing. Multiple waters. So you diversify. God is the number one risk manager. He teaches you how to hedge your risks. If this one goes down, this one will go up. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. He's also the one that gave Joseph an investment plan. And Joseph applied that investment plan till today. That investment plan is what continues to help Egypt. So, and then he now invested one son. And he got 7.3 billion others. One investment. Says,